Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Amar Elm, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we are absolutely thrilled to be joined by Erika Mand, founder and CEO of Elite Talent Partners, a boutique recruiting and staffing firm. Erika is renowned for her forward-thinking approach to talent acquisition and is deeply committed to connecting top professionals with the best places to work across a range of high-growth industries. Her leadership style blends creative strategies, data-driven process improvement, and a passion for developing long-term partnerships that drive business results. Erika, welcome to Founders Future.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
I am excited to dive in. I always like to start from the beginning. So take me a little trip down memory lane to before you started Elite Talent Partners. What were you doing? And then what was the motivation behind starting the company?
Yeah, so that story actually starts all the way back in 2006 when I started recruiting for a boutique agency in Houston, Texas. And I had been coming out of a sales environment and went to a staffing firm. Actually, I looked up the best staffing firm in Houston at the time to find another sales position, and my search stopped there. And the owner of the company, she had a boutique firm. She said, "Have you ever thought about recruiting?" I said, "I don't know, maybe." And she had asked me to start up their direct hire division of accounting and finance. And I knew nothing about accounting and finance, much less accounting and finance recruiting, but I was immediately successful. And it's something that I just had a passion for. And I remember having a conversation with my father, and he said, "Eric, I think you finally found something that not only can you make good money at, but you really enjoy and you're really good at." And so I was on the agency side for several years. I was then recruited in-house on the corporate side of the business by one of my clients, did a few contracts, gained a lot of experience, and then was relocated to South Florida, to Miami, Florida, by a hospital system here, and then got into more of the medical recruiting. I worked for a global medical device company. I led a talent acquisition team there. But all along the way, I've always been pushed by so many people to do my own thing. And I've always had that kind of entrepreneurial spirit. And I like to do things my way, and I'm full of ideas. And that's how my story got started. So I've been in talent acquisition, HR, recruiting for close to 20 years now.
Powerful, powerful. Thank you so much for sharing that. So you have a lot of different experiences in different industries of recruiting for different industries, it sounds.
Absolutely.
Walk me through today what Elite Talent Partners looks like. Who is your ideal customer? What does that look like?
So today is anybody who's hiring and firing, honestly. The recruitment landscape it's probably similar to going back to 2008 when the bottom fell out in the economy and more companies were laying off than hiring. And that's the landscape we're in right now. The way the company was built is that we've been a contingency staffing agency, but now I'd say probably 60 or 70% of our business is focused on the outplacement side. So
Mm,
companies that are going through terminations and going through layoffs, we do outplacement services for them as part of their employee packages, which involves career coaching, LinkedIn profile reviews,
mm.
resume reviews, and all of that. But we also still, like I said, the business was built on contingency staffing.
Yeah. So explain to us contingency staffing and explain to us like a little bit of the standard, or not the standard, but the current recruitment model that you guys utilize to actually monetize. How do you make money essentially?
So it's fee for service, right? So the recruiters are straight commission. The clients only get charged when we place a candidate, and that fee is negotiated upfront with the client. It's a percentage of the base salary. Typically, we also do recruitment process outsourcing. The acronym for that is RPO, if you're not familiar with the industry terminology, where
Mm,
we can also place some of our staff, some of our recruiters in-house with a client. It could be one recruiter, or it could be team of 5, and we negotiate that as like a flat rate with the clients on a case-by-case basis. I have a team that works domestically, but I also have offshore recruiting teams. I have a team in the Dominican Republic, for instance, and I also have a team that works remotely from India.
Okay, got it. So with the commission, so you only get paid when somebody is placed. So up before that, is there like an exclusivity contract where they're only working with you, or do
We
they?
prefer to work on an exclusive basis, and many of our clients that we take are on an exclusive basis. Honestly, that's where you're going to get the most dedication from a team, right? So if you are agreeing to work with us exclusively, typically it's for a period of 30 days before clients will open it up to other firms and other agencies. But if you're going to work with us on an exclusive basis, you're going to get full dedication from the recruiters, right? But if you're a client that comes in and you say, we need a little bit of extra help on this search, we're working with 4 or 5 other agencies, you're probably not going to get the same dedication from my team because they stay closest to the dollar. They're competing against 5 other recruiters that are not.
Yeah. They're not going to be pushing you as hard, which makes perfect sense.
Correct.
I'm super curious if you've thought about this, because I've seen recruiters where they charge actually an upfront fee
Mhm.
and there's guarantees attached to it.
Retainers, yeah.
Yeah. Have you thought about doing something like
We
that?
do, yeah. We also work on a retainer fee. Usually those are for more of the executive type role, but yes, we do have retainer models as part of our program.
Got it. What do you think makes up the majority of the business, the retainer model or the commissions?
The contingency model historically has, although we've done some very large projects where we work on the RPO model, where the client will give us a budget of, let's say, we had a large staffing project for a government contract in New York for about a year and a half. And they gave us a weekly allowance of hours, and then I could divide that up however I wanted amongst my team. So they said, okay, this week our budget is 400 project hours. We had the rate negotiated ahead of time. In that case, we also had some other contingencies built in around it. We're talking about a retainer model. We had the retainer model up front. We had some of the advertising built into the project. That's more of an RPO model, a recruitment process outsourcing model. But that also, so what's the benefit to that model is that, like I said, this was a large government project. We hired over 700 people in about 14 months' time.
Mm.
And so they had the benefit of my entire global team. And I would allot 20 hours to DR team. I would allot 20 hours to the India team, so many hours to the US team. And obviously, if I'm using my offshore teams, that's more cost effective, and I can have more recruiters on the project working 24 hours, honestly, because they are in different time zones. And it's really a really great cost effective model for clients when they have large projects. That works if you're looking, in this case, it was case managers and social workers for a large government project, but we've done it for call centers and things like that as well.
Very interesting. So when it comes to the client acquisition, like when you're looking to bring on more people that need recruiting services, what are you currently doing from a lead gen and a marketing standpoint?
So honestly, that's me. And I am very much a referral based business, and I do all of the business development. Let me pull that back. I do 98% of the business development. Sometimes the recruiters will bring leads to me to close. However, I'm out in the South Florida market where I'm based. I am out in the streets. I network from Palm Beach all the way down to Miami, Tri-County. I do a lot of volunteering. So I'm one of those people that's a seed planter. I'm not really that hardcore sell person. Like for me,
Mhm.
a sales cycle is it can be like instantaneous based on my relationships, right? But it also can be a longer process where I'm meeting people and I see the same people over and over again for 3, 4, 5 months, and they're like, hey, I have a need. Can you help us out? I do a lot of lead generation traditionally, historically off LinkedIn. I've been on LinkedIn since
Mhm.
2007. I have close to 30,000 direct LinkedIn connections, but my clients are coming to us mostly on a referral base or just on a relationship base. I've played, again, I told you I've been in this business for almost 20 years. So there are people that I've placed going all the way back to 2006 that not only still reach out to me for their next career move, but they're reaching out to have my team help them fill positions on their teams, respectively.
Got it. Very cool. So I'm curious, with referrals, with the networking, with the LinkedIn, it sounds like the referrals has been the biggest piece of it.
Yep.
Would you ever try digital marketing strategies like a paid ads campaign, a cold outreach, something like that?
I
Or
would. I've vetted a lot of different things. I honestly, I haven't gotten there yet. And I'm still, I'm that feel, felt, found person. Like I like to interact with my client base and I like to interact on a face-to-face basis. Now, a lot of our clients are not in South Florida, they are national, but I've lived in different places as well. So I started recruiting back in 2006 in Houston, where I lived for 14 years. I have a large client base that comes on in that way. I told you I worked for a global medical device company for 7 years, and I was recruiting nationally. So I developed those relationships and I've been gone out of that position for 4.5 years now, but those people have all gone to different companies. A lot of those people that I've hired over the years have gone to different companies. So yeah,
what do you mean when you say you're not there yet?
in terms of lead generation, I don't know. So I've tried, I have to be honest, I've tried a few things, right? I've tried a few lead generation tools and things, and I don't think you get the same quality and the consistency of a close rate. Like my team is more high touch.
So I agree with you, the quality can sometimes decrease, but it wouldn't be something that you do instead of. It would be
No,
something.
no, I know, not instead of, but still, I'm very particular about how high touch from start to finish that we are with our clients.
Yeah.
And
I
I personally don't like to be approached online through lead generation. I don't, honestly, if I told you, I don't even read probably 40% of my emails that come through. I scan and delete, delete, delete without even, if there isn't something in the subject line that catches my attention, I'm deleting it immediately. I don't have the time or the interest to do it, whether it comes in through email, whether it comes in through LinkedIn, whether it comes in through any of the other social channels. I honestly, to me, it's annoying. And I don't want to be that type of company. Again, when I started recruiting back in 2006, I worked for a boutique firm. It was a local firm. We shook the hands of every single client. We met with them, all of the clients face to face.
yeah,
It's
I
that
get
high
what you mean.
touch. It's that high touch feel that that's where my roots are, and might be old school, but that's where I've stayed.
Fair enough. No, I understand that. What you're referring to is more so cold outreach, and I can see how that can be annoying, especially depending on the kind of clients that you're going after. But I think paid ads with what you're doing would work very well. And it's
Yep,
not as annoying because people they get to choose whether to respond or whether not to respond.
absolutely.
When you think of your vision and where you want to take the company, let's say over the next 12 months, what are your revenue targets, performance targets? What are you really aiming towards?
So right now, because we've been in such a down cycle for the last, I'd say we've been trending down for probably the last 10 months, and where the market looks like it's going to stay is still in that kind of hold tight trending down pattern.
Mm.
We've really decided to focus quite a bit on the outplacement side of the business. And so as far as revenue targets, every month, every quarter, I want to do better than we did last month and better than we did last quarter. They aren't hard and fast numbers right now because we are in an unpredictable space.
What do you feel like the biggest thing, like what do you feel like is the biggest challenge or what's not working at the level that it could be to really get you to the point where you're consistently back on that uptrend?
No, to be honest, the politics that we have and the tariffs that we have, and just the whole pullback on the economy from manufacturing to medical to everything, everybody's pulling back and scaling back. We
Mm.
have clients, major clients that we've had since inception that are they're either in a hold tight mode, they're going through massive reorganizations and massive layoffs. Like I said, again, we're pulling in a lot of the outplacement business through some of those clients. or they're just in a hold fast mode, or they'll start a project and then it'll get delayed. So that's what we're facing right now. We have really strong headwinds. And like I said, this is very similar to the market that we had back in 2008.
Yeah. So what do you think the solution is? Because obviously we can't change politics. We can't change what's going on. We can only.
For us, again, the solution is a pivot, right? So a pivot to have a larger percentage of our business in outplacement. We also do
Mm.
fractional HR services.
Okay.
So we're starting to see some of that project-based work pick up where companies have let go a certain amount of staff. They still have projects and priorities that need to get done. Could be something as simple as doing policy revisions. It could be handbook updates. It could be a whole helping the HR team with the strategy of a reduction in force, a corporate layoff, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. It's all about pivoting and
Mhm.
adjusting to the market climates.
Absolutely. It's all about what the clients are most needing right now. And they're not needing somebody to come in and hire people. Some of the very niche positions we're still hiring for. You just think back to the recruiting landscape. On it's been on a kind of a crazy cycle since COVID. You think back to when COVID, we were just starting to get out of COVID a couple of years ago. You think back to that time frame, and everybody was demanding that they would work from home. The talent
Mhm.
was like, no, I'm not going to even consider moving to a new job unless it's fully remote.
Yeah.
Now there are so many people that are looking for positions. People can't demand that anymore from an employer. Employers are like, no, we're forcing you to go back to work. And if you don't come back to the office, we're going to let you go. And a lot of those mandates have, for the last, probably since the beginning
Yeah.
of the year, we've been seeing more and more of that. A lot of those mandates are coming back. And with that, a lot of candidates are on the market for longer and longer periods of time.
Yeah.
So it's just like real estate. You have bubbles and you have buyers markets and you have sellers markets. It's the same with talent.
100%. What is the best way for people to reach out to you to work with you?
So honestly, through our website or through LinkedIn. And then, like I said, I catch people just out at events, but LinkedIn, just for general public, is probably the number one easiest way.
Got it. Awesome. And the website is elitetalentus.com.
That's correct.
Beautiful. Erika, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that wraps up another inspiring episode of Founders Future. To our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to go to elitetalentus.com to get in touch with Erika. Elitetalent.com, or no, elitetalentus.com. And if you are a business owner and you're really looking to scale your business and you want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to discover how we went from 0 to $30 million in 26 months. Until then, keep on climbing.